Welcome to Extraordinary Women on thatchannel.com. I'm your host, Shannon Skinner. My first guest you're going to meet is Jacquie Hermans, the Laughter Lady. And later in the segment, before we take a break, I'll have my regular Good to Know Minute when I ask my guests for their top tip on creating a successful life. You'll hear Jacquie's. In the second half of the show, Jacquie Hermans is using the power of humor and play to help people lighten up from the inside out. Jacquie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
You're an inspirational entertainer, speaker, and trainer. And what sparked you to start on this path using laughter and play to really help transform lives?
Well, it started when I had an opportunity to take some improv courses. I was actually working for a municipal government, and I was doing a lot of training with teens as well as with volunteers in the community. And I thought, okay, let's get some fun leadership activities that I could do. So I started taking courses with Second City. And on the very first day of the Second City class, there was 17 of us in the class, and we all had to introduce ourselves and explain to everyone why we were taking the course. Now, this is not, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to be able to answer this question, right? We all know our names, and I knew why I was taking this course. But why was I so nervous? I was like so in my head going, what am I going to say? Oh my goodness, I don't want to sound like an idiot. And then at the same time, I was also trying to listen to everyone's names because I knew there'd be some type of name game after, which there was. So by the time it got to me, because I was the third to the end to go, so I had a lot of people to sit through and be in my head, I had this lip quiver and one of those annoying eye twitches that just would not stop. And I finally just blurted out my name and why I was taking the course. And by then I went beet red and I was exhausted. I was so exhausted from the stress, the turmoil that I just put myself through. And I'm like, Jacquie, this is ridiculous. All I had to say was my name and why I was taking the course. Why? Why did you have to freak out so much? So the type of person I am, I don't like to feel uncomfortable. And I'd like to be able to move past it, get over it. So I decided that, okay, this is going to be my time to grow. And every single class there on in, I used it as my personal therapy. And anytime my fears of failure came up, my fears of judgment, my fears of the unknown, I took it as an opportunity to get over myself. And I created strategies for myself to start flipping my thought patterns. And it did so much more than I could have even imagined. Taking these courses, improv is such a powerful tool.
Yeah, it sure is. And it's something that I've actually always wanted to do is do improv with Second City. So, maybe you've just inspired something within me. Now let's just take it a step back. So you were working for the city of Markham, is that right? In working with teens, teen programs?
Yes, I was working with teens as well as doing needs assessments in the community and doing volunteer development.
And so, sort of in what way? Could you maybe just elaborate a little bit more on that area of your career?
Okay. Well, with teens, I was involved with the Mayor's Youth Task Force. So basically what we did was conferences in the community for teens. We did some leadership programs for teens. We did teen awards. We had Youth Week, International Youth Week we celebrated once a year. For volunteers, it was volunteer training. It was like, what would you like to do? How would you like to get back into the community, and doing volunteer placements for them within the community. Needs assessments, I basically just went out to different community groups. How can we better serve you? I just thought it was amazing how the town of Markham was so just wanting to make a difference in the community, and it was an honor to play an integral role in that.
Now, was there a specific reason you wanted to work with teens?
At that point in my life, it was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Hey, I was a teen once. But then it evolved from there, because when I started on the path that I'm currently on, it was wanting to make an impact in their life. Because I know when I was a teen, I feel like one of those old people. When I was a teen, way back when, I used to trudge through the snow for 2 miles. Oh, well, when I was a teen, I went through a lot of turmoil. I had really low self-esteem. And, you know, I've always had that entertainer within me. I've always loved being center stage. I've always been out there and Miss Social Butterfly. But I don't think everyone realized how much inner turmoil I was going through.
So it was overcompensating perhaps for maybe insecurities that you were feeling at that time?
Not necessarily overcompensating, because entertaining, making people laugh, that is such a core of me. So that it has always been me, and it always will be me. Yet I guess if we want to talk about overcompensating, it's such a great question, because I guess what I would do is make a joke, make fun of myself anytime I could, just to not really have to go too deep. Yeah. I had a lot of low self-esteem just from growing up. We all have our own baggage. So even I'm a parent now, so I know my baggage I'm dealing with, and my kids are the perfect package for being with me, because they're learning my baggage and they're gaining some baggage that they'll be going through, right? So my parents had their own baggage. So as I was growing up, you're not good enough. How can you be so stupid? It was those things. So those, having those voices going through my head all the time, you're a failure, it really made a significant impact on me when I was a teen, and being out there and wanting to be accepted. So then when I had an opportunity to work with teens, I'm like, wow, I can actually help them to have more confidence, to help them to realize that they are amazing just for them being them. It doesn't matter if you're not amazing at math. It doesn't matter if you're not comfortable with speaking in front of a group, like wherever your deficiencies you feel that you have, because we all have an amazing talent or amazing talents. So focus on how you can shine, because how you shine in the world is where you'll make an amazing impact. Don't focus on where you lack.
So you've been able to find one area where you really shine, and that is helping people learn to laugh.
Yeah. I help people to lighten up. We all need to lighten up. And so I do that through using laughter and play. And improv is such a fantastic tool, because you have to speak and think on your feet. You can't predetermine everything in your head, which is what I used to do all the time. Like, in order for me to be on stage, I would practice and practice and practice, and then I'd be fine, because I knew I wouldn't be failing, because I knew it off by heart. But improv makes you trust that whatever comes out of your mouth, you can deal with it. And whatever comes out of someone else's mouth, you can deal with it. And it isn't life about that, having to go with the flow? You never know what's going to be thrown at you. So I was able to release so much stress by taking improv, because it was like, wow, whatever happens, I can deal with that.
And, aren't we doing that now too? Talk shows or improv, we're having a conversation.
Absolutely.
We don't really know we sort of know what we're going to talk about, and yet we don't. We sort of in the flow,
Yeah.
Whatever happens in the moment.
Absolutely.
So I think that's actually a good example.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now let's just talk a little bit about laughter itself.
Okay.
Why is it, you being the laughter lady, why is it that laughter is so important for us as humans?
Well, every time you laugh, you create energy within your body. It's very powerful energy, and that energy spreads to every single cell in your body, and it ignites every single cell in your body. Laughter energy is the most positive, clean, pure energy that you can fill yourself with. And so it affects your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health. Talk about holistic balance. So when you laugh, it's like you're giving your whole body an incredible spa treatment. And if you have any weak areas in your body, the laughter will help to heal. Just like that's why they have clowns in hospitals, right? Because laughter helps to heal. And if you have any, just the opposite of, let's say, laughter energy would be any of the negative emotions that might come up. So anytime you have anger, fear, jealousy, guilt, when those emotions come up, those emotions also create energy, and that energy also is dispersed throughout your body into your cells. So you can see how the negatively charged energy can have a negatively charged impact on your body as well.
Now, I ran across a study a few years ago that the average human being laughs 7 times a day. I actually write about this in my first book, The Whispering Heart, Your Inner Guide to Creativity, and I do talk a little bit about laughter and the importance of it in being creative and unlocking your creative power. It's hugely important.
Yes.
It lightens us up, it adds to our vitality, but 17 times a day the average person laughs.
And you know what? I'm really surprised by that statistic, because a stat that I also use is on average, any individual will have about 17,000 thoughts per day. There's so many different numbers out there, but this is one particular study I was looking
across that one
so
as well,
about
yeah.
17,000 thoughts per day, and of those 17,000 thoughts per day, 14,000 of those thoughts are negative. And it really impacted what I do, because if 14,000 of those thoughts per day are negative, all of those negative thoughts impact your health, because every single thought you have creates an emotion, and every emotion you have creates energy.
And so we're just going to pick up on that actually after we take a break, which means this is the time for my good to know minute. And I know, Jackie, that you've got a great tip for my audience.
Absolutely. Okay, so what I want you to do this whole week is acknowledge your emotions, because those emotions, as I said, make an impact on your holistic health. So acknowledge your emotions, and when you have a positive emotion, be grateful for it. When you have a negatively charged emotion, realize this is your opportunity to grow. What can you learn about yourself? What can you learn about someone else to be more compassionate? So take note of those emotions, because it's your stuff.
Thank you very much. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Welcome back to Extraordinary Women. I'm Shannon Skinner, and I'm speaking with Jacquie Hermans. But before we actually get back into picking up our conversation, I just want to let you know about a little contest that I am running. If you are interested in a copy of my book, The Whispering Heart, Your Inner Guide to Creativity, I've just got a great deal for you. So what I would like you to do is write to me and tell me about a time that you were creatively blocked. You had a creative project in your heart, you were blocked, couldn't make it happen, but somehow you overcame those obstacles. Go to my website at extraordinarywomentv.com. The contact information is there. Send me an email, and I would be happy to mail you a copy of my book, The Whispering Heart, Your Inner Guide to Creativity. So Jacquie, this is a really interesting conversation. Laughter, the importance of laughter and play in our lives.
Yeah.
Now, that sparked you, of course, to create a company called Lighten Up.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Lighten Up.
Well, with Lighten Up, I started with doing talks and workshops for elementary schools and high schools, and then it expanded. I had people telling me, if you would do an adult class, I would be your first student. I was like, really? And then, so my creative juices just started flowing, and I ended up creating a course. And it was a 10-week course that was helping women to be able to lighten up from the inside out using improv. So within my classes, I would provide a tip, a strategy every week, and at the same time, we would play. And it was amazing seeing the transformation, because from week 1, week 2, and week 3, seeing, people's discomfort and still staying within and having that fear of people in the class judging them, and seeing that transform. So from like week 1 to week 6, seeing a massive difference, like seeing these women being able to just like, this is me and here I am, and I can be sexy and I can be fun and I can pretend I'm scared, and just really being authentic, their authenticity just truly shining. It was amazing.
So through workshops and training and talks, you are really making a difference in people's lives.
Yes, absolutely. Like from the workshops, then it expanded to doing keynotes at conferences. I've been doing a lot of corporate training as well. So it's really just been expanding. It's
so
been
you can
really
make corporations
journey.
laugh too?
Absolutely. It is so powerful for the workplace. Because laughter, when you laugh, when you unleash your creativity, as I'm sure your book, I need to read your book as well, it really helps to expand your communication. It helps you to be open to what other people have to offer. It helps with being an effective team player.
What about boosting sales?
Absolutely.
Does laughter help to boost sales?
Yes, I actually have a course that's specifically for that. I talk about how authenticity and sales is essential. And absolutely, because when your creativity is shining, when you're in the flow of the moment, it helps you to see the opportunities that you have to work with each other. It helps you to be able to say, this is me. I'm taking my sales hat off, and I'm being the real person. So you can. When you're authentic, it actually helps you to be able to truly connect with the person you're dealing with. And then the sales hat is, you don't necessarily see it, but it's there. People want to work with you when you're authentic.
And people seem to really love to have others around who make them laugh.
Absolutely.
Right? You just really like to have someone around who's funny, witty, but that makes you laugh.
Sure, it makes you laugh, and it also fuels your cells. It fuels your cells with positive energy. So when you're around certain people and you're like, wow, I always feel good around them, it's because they're fueling your body. So you're actually having healing benefits just being around them.
So Jacquie, can you just maybe, and we talked about 3 tips that that you sort of offer through your talks and your workshops that maybe our audience can learn something about learning how to laugh at home.
Yeah, sure. Well, I truly believe that in order to laugh more, it's being able to laugh at life, laugh at yourself. So the strategies I provide help you to change your thought patterns so you have an enhanced ability to be able to laugh at life situations. So one strategy I have is to acknowledge realize the power of energy, because every single thought you have, as I said at the top of the show, every single thought you have creates an emotion, which creates energy. So it's really important to acknowledge the thoughts you have, to realize the impact that your energy is having on the people around you and on your own health, your own holistic balance. So that's one tip that I want to share. So acknowledge your thoughts to realize the energy that you're creating and impacting in your life. The other tip I want to provide is the importance of unleashing your creativity. Anytime you can, really give yourself great doses of creativity. So whether it's listening to your favorite songs, the songs that just make you smile, that just make you feel great inside, whether it's singing, whether it's drawing, whether it's painting. But the only rule is there can't be any rules with your creativity. It has to be something creative that you can just go with the flow.
Of course, if we put rules in, then that actually can quash creativity.
That's right. That's right.
So no rules.
No rules. The only rule is there can't be any rules with your creativity. So then the third tip that I wanted to provide is acknowledge how often you judge. Acknowledge how often you judge others. And you might not realize how often you do it, but there's no need to judge someone else's journey. Because anytime you're judging, first of all, you're going to be created negatively charged energy that will be affecting your growth, affecting your holistic balance. You're also affecting the other person who's around you because that energy is just beaming off of you. But the reason why I also say don't judge is because we're all on our own path. And who's to say they're supposed to be learning what maybe you already know right now? We're all on our own time frame. So stop the judgment. It will help your relationship with other people, and it will help with your own holistic balance.
Now, something we talked about was taking me through a little exercise, something that we can do, that our viewers can do at home too. So
Yeah, sure.
what
it'd
can
be
we do
fun.
to make ourselves laugh?
Okay, it's a very...
So we don't take ourselves too seriously and lighten up. So if you need to lighten up, watch this.
Yeah, so maybe they can do it with a coworker or a family member. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're going to say a word that's totally made up. So it's called gibberish. So you're just going to say, I'm going to say one word in gibberish, and you're going to tell me what that word is in English. And you can either, there's no major rules with this, you can either say the word in English, or you can say a definition of what I'm saying in English. So whatever you feel like doing.
And this is totally improv.
Absolutely, this is not planned at all. Okay, so you ready for gibberish word?
Okay, I'm ready.
Hashabada.
Peanut butter.
Exactly. Okay, so now give me a gibberish word.
Waka waka.
How are you today? In Polynesian is what that is. Okay, so here's another word. Washa paka.
Hello, my friend.
Good. Okay, give me something.
Yaka waka waka.
You have some dandruff.
Okay, that's good. So you get the idea.
You can't be wrong in improv. Whatever you say is absolutely right. So what a great way of building self-esteem.
And what the heck just came out of my mouth?
I don't know, but it was a gem. It was just beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. And you know what? I feel so much lighter just in that, just the last minute from laughter. It just has lifted my energy.
Awesome.
It has made a huge difference, actually. It's fascinating.
Well, now, wasn't it the whole interview that has uplifted you as well?
Absolutely. And having you on the show, absolutely. The laughter lady, I love that.
That's right.
Now, who do you think has the best laugh in the world?
Oh, it was actually someone who took one of my courses. Her name is Rosie, and her laugh is just so infectious. It's like a full body, deep laugh that your whole body just vibrates being around her when she laughs. It's just such an amazing laugh. So it's Rosie.
Yeah. Now, the Second City, I mean, there's some really great people at Second City that have some great laughs too. Did you ever get to meet John Candy?
No, I didn't. I did have excellent instructors while I was there. I did not meet any of the SCTV people, but maybe one day.
Who is your role model?
For right now?
For now.
Right now, I would say my role model, well, since I was a kid and to now, has been Carol Burnett, as well as Loretta LaRoche. She's an inspirational speaker. She's a humorist. She does similar talks to what I do. So she's very inspiring for me. I would also say, I would say those two for sure.
I know when we were talking earlier, you sort of described yourself to me as Carol Burnett meets Anthony Robbins meets Ellen
DeGeneres. She's also a role model.
That's
I
great.
love her.
Yeah, no, I can see all those elements in you for sure.
Cool.
Now, if anyone wants to find out more about you and about your talks and your seminars, how can they find out about you on the web? What would be your URL where we can direct?
Yeah, okay. My URL is lightenup.ca, but there's no E. So
No
it's
E.
LIGHT, the letter N, the word up.ca. They can also call me at 1-888-LAUGH-LOTS.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, Jacquie Hermans, thank you so much for being on the show today. I'm afraid our time is up, and that went really quickly.
It went so fast, but I had a great time. So
was
thank you
fun.
so much for having me on.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.